My parents told my 18-year-old daughter they needed her college fund for an urgent surgery. She gave them everything. Then they gifted $43,000 to my niece. I didn't shout. I did this. 10 days later, a woman handed them a letter. They opened it and started screaming. The night it happened, everything felt normal. Boring. Even the kind of family dinner you forget. The next day, lasagna, mismatched wine glasses, the smell of floor polish still lingering in the entryway because my mom had, of course, scrubbed every surface even though we're not royalty. I didn't know it yet, but that would be the last time things felt ordinary. The last time I'd sit at my parents' dining table and ask if they had any more of that garlic bread. The last time I'd smile politely through a story I'd heard 7 times before. It was just a regular night. My daughter, Kira, freshly 18 and trying out eyeliner again after a 2-year break, sat next to me on the edge of her chair like she always does when she's nervous around extended family. She's thoughtful like that. Tries not to take up too much space, even though I've spent most of her life begging her to do the opposite. Across from her sat Josie, my sister's daughter. She's 21, gorgeous and loud in the way that gets mistaken for confidence. Not a bad kid, just very used to applause. Erica, my sister, was glowing as usual, and my parents looked 10 years younger than they should have. You'd think they discovered the fountain of smug. We were halfway through dinner when Josie tapped her glass with a spoon and stood up. I thought maybe she'd announce a new job or that she was engaged again to that same guy she swore she blocked. Instead, she grinned and said, "I made an offer on a house." There was a polite pause followed by clapping. My sister Erica started crying. My mom put a hand to her chest like her granddaughter had just been crowned Miss America. Josie continued, eyes shining. I wouldn't have been able to do it without Grandma and Grandpa. I don't even have words for what they gave me. It was so generous. So much more than I ever expected. I smiled, even clapped. Kira didn't. I didn't want to say the amount, but honestly, I'm just so grateful I have too. It was $43,000. I actually cried when I saw the transfer. There were gasps and cheers. My father made a joke about inflation and Erica practically climbed over the table to hug them both. I think I said something like, "Wow, that's incredible." Because it was generous, yes, surprising a little, but we've all been tight-lipped about our finances lately, and maybe they were just feeling sentimental. I didn't think much of it. I didn't feel hurt or excluded. I felt nothing unusual, except for Kira. She was completely still. Her fork lay untouched beside a half-eaten salad. Her hands were in her lap, clenched in a way I almost missed. I leaned over and whispered, "You okay?" She nodded without looking up. "Just tired." 15 minutes later, she stood up and said she wasn't feeling well. I offered to drive her home, but she insisted on taking the bus. Said she needed the air. I let her go. If I had known what was waiting for me back home, I would have run after her. But instead I poured another glass of wine and helped clear plates. I got home about an hour later. The house was dark except for the glow of the kitchen light. Kira sat at the table, still in her jacket, her phone face down next to her. She looked like she hadn't moved. "Hey," I said gently, "talk to me. What's going on?" She didn't answer right away.